Thank you for joining us for meditation. If you are in need of prayer, please see a prayer chaplain after the service. You can also go online if you're live streaming and you can request a prayer there. Service will start in 10 minutes.
Jeremy Lieber, everybody. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. So if you're here in person, thank you for being here in person today. Thank you for those who got my texts and my emails and parked in the across the street this morning. As you can tell, PG&E has taken over. If you've come by at night, it is a scene. I actually meant to put a photo up here. The place is just, the lights are on, those big lights, searchlights are on, and there's trucks everywhere, sort of coming and going. And just so that you are aware, they do pay us for using our parking lot for these types of things. So we can be very grateful. We get to be in service to the community as the repairs are being made, and we also are being served at the same time. So we can just go back to the welcome slide that we were at. So my wife is sick, so it's me on this and the boys up in the in the booth, right? Let's hear it for the boys. So, good morning, everybody. I'm Reverend DeeAnn. I'm the senior minister here. My joy to be the senior minister here. Did everyone else have the kind of week that I had? I'm going to loop people in a little bit later as to what's been happening here on campus, but I do really sincerely hope that everyone came through the storms okay. Please know if you're watching on the live stream, I live very close to here, and our internet has been going on and off all morning long. We have not had that happen here in the sanctuary yet. If it does happen, please just be patient and then try to come back in, and we will get ourselves rebooted as quickly as we can. So if you're new here, we're a community that isn't just grounded in PG&E and internet stuff. We are actually grounded in the truth of who we all are, the living expression of love and light and possibility. That's really what unity anchors. Infinite potential, infinite possibility. And we do that through the awareness of our own innate divinity, of our own innate wholeness. So if you're here today or if you're watching today and there is those spaces and those places within all of us that don't feel whole, that feel a little rough, that feel a little ragged and jagged, just know that this is a space where we are actively coming together to create the energy of healing, to create that place where we can see the divine in each other. And in that place, truly, everything and anything is possible. So we have the fabulous Sharon Henderson with us today. And we're going to start off with our new opening song, which was written by Carolyn Gauthier.
With a little help from Reverend DeeAnn. So this will lead us into a more contemplative time. We're going to be quieting the mind and centering ourselves in the soul and opening our hearts. So please, as you pick up the song, sing along with me. Quieting, quieting, quieting my mind. Quieting, quieting, quieting my mind. I am present now. I am presence now. Centering, centering, centered in my soul. Centering, centering, centered in my soul. I am present now. presence now. Beautiful, I can hear you singing. Let's take a deep breath. Opening, opening, opening my heart. Opening, opening, opening my heart. I am present now. I am present now. And breathing.
So we breathe into this space, this place that is presence. I am present now. I am presence now. I'm going to invite the prayer chaplains to rise. I'm going to invite Paula to come forward with our prayer box. I'm going to invite the prayer chaplains to encircle this community, you on live stream as well. And I'm going to invite anyone who identifies themselves as someone who is anchoring consciousness for this community, for the world, to feel free to join as we come together in this heart-centered space. Centering right here, right now. Quieting, opening, allowing the breath to breathe us as we welcome the stillness at the very center of our beingness. Breathing and being breathed, recognizing that one power and that one presence, that one life, that one love that truly is all that there is. Everyone just breathe into that with me. So whatever we were carrying, we release it into the wholeness, into the oneness. Allowing our human self to just rest and be still, to lay the burdens down, and welcoming that inner recognition of our true nature and our true name. The name that I know I am, that you are, that we are, is joy. The name that I know that we are is love and compassion. I know that we each are the living embodiment of wholeness and well-being. And I invite the awareness deep in every cell, every atom, every form and function of your being right now. Whatever does not serve you, just releasing it gently, lovingly. It has no power here right now. There is only love. There is only peace. There is only joy. And I see each of us going forth in the world as this beacon of light. I invite you right now to open your heart and connect with each person here, with those who are on the live stream, feeling that connection of all who are seeking the truth of love, of peace. We are connecting around this planet. Just feel that field that has no opposite. And so I know somewhere, someone is having a moment of peace in the midst of their grief. Somewhere, someone is feeling a sense of joy in the midst of their fear and anxiety. How good it is to place everything in this container that is love. And to know, to truly know, that as we live from this space, the highest and the best is unfolding for each and every one of us. In gratitude for this and so much more, just holding that heart open space together, our willingness to know our own wholeness. In agreement with this, I invite you to say with me, and so it is. Amen. Ashe. Please be seated. I'm going to invite Shay Sun to come up for our inspirational reading.
Happy Chinese New Year, Unity. And the inclusive way, Happy Lunar New Year. Yay. All right, it is now time for our inspirational reading, a time to let these words become a part of your morning reflection, your morning meditation or prayer. I invite you in this moment to take a deep breath and to pause, to close your eyes if you wish. I invite you to let these words become your words. The affirmation for today is, I affirm the creative power of life is active as my life right now. Life is a creative process that goes on forever. Life within me is a creative power that I can manifest ever more dynamically as I understand its use. I affirm the presence of life within me. I open and creatively express life in my body, my affairs, my every relationship. I affirm the presence of life within my body. Quickened, I feel the creative power of that life renewing every cell, strengthening every muscle, purifying every drop of blood in the never-ending creative process. I awaken refreshed in the morning with a clear skin, bright eyes, filled with strength and with enthusiasm for the day's tasks. I affirm the presence of life within my mind. Creative ideas come to me in perfect order and perfect sequence. I am given vision to carry these ideas into outer manifestation. I affirm the presence of life and the creative power of the one power in my outer affairs and relationships. All things work together for my greatest good, blessing all those concerned. Once again, the affirmation for today is, I affirm the creative power of life is active as my life right now. Please know this with me. I affirm the creative power of life is active as life right now. Thank you.
Three more weeks. Good morning, welcome team. Good morning. For those who are here for the first time, it's more than likely you're sitting next to someone who's on the welcome team. Please introduce yourselves to each other. That would be lovely. And you are all welcome to come out to the hospitality after service today. You'll also have an opportunity to talk to Reverend DeeAnn, who will also be here at the exit doors, along with a board member at the board table. If you are here for the first time and you'd like to connect by text with Reverend DeeAnn, the number is 415-991-7111, and you just text the word welcome, and she will respond for sure. You were given a bulletin, and in the bulletin, there's a spiritual connection card. On there, you can put whatever communication you would like to share with us. If you need prayer support, that's also where you would write that on the card and place it in our offertory basket when that comes by. Another way you can get prayer support is with Silent Unity in Kansas, and also our own prayer chaplains. And at this time, I'd like to invite Barbara Cedarblade to share her experience as a prayer chaplain. Welcome.
I'd like to start off with some words written by Christian mystic Evelyn Underhill. It's kind of long, but just like maybe shut your eyes and think about it as I read this. One human spirit can, by the power of love, touch and change another human spirit. It can take a soul and lift it into the atmosphere of God. The most real work that you can ever do should be that which you do secretly and alone. There is actually a mysterious interpenetration of all living souls. This is the secret of the communion of saints. We are not separate units, which is pretty much what DeeAnn said in her prayer this morning also. And this interpenetration of human souls is something that I try to tune into as much as I can. And I really appreciate that I experience it very potently here in this sanctuary with all of you. It drew me in when I first came here, even when I was lurking in the back, which I did, I lurked. And then I took some classes. I got to know more of you. I began serving as an usher. Thank you, Brandy and Patrick and everyone. And I continued to feel it in small group work, in book studies, and the most potent way that I've felt the interpenetration of all souls is serving as a prayer chaplain. When I listen and pray with you, and if you've ever had any questions about the prayer chaplain program, what is it that prayer chaplains do? What don't they do? How could I possibly pray out loud and feel comfortable? Why would I want to? What's involved in the commitment? If you've had any of these questions, we'd like to invite you to come to an informational meeting. It's not a commitment, it's an informational meeting on Sunday, March 10th at 11:45. And you can also talk with any one of us after the service. And even if you're not really interested directly right now in finding out about prayer chaplain service, we would love to pray with you for whatever is on your heart. We all experience that we receive so much more than we give, and that giving and receiving really are the same thing. And so it is. Thank you.
Thank you, Barbara. Much taller than me. Okay. Today's sponsorship is by Joel Kaufman and Santon de la Vie, and it's love and blessings to all our Unity and Marin Valentines, or Galentines. We see the divine in you, and our flowers were arranged by Veronica Chapian. Today's flower and hospitality sponsor, another one, is my Wendy Miley. In gratitude for this wonderful community, we are blessed. Thank you, Wendy. Today's flower and hospitality sponsor number 3 is Brandy Jones, and I just cannot believe this, that she's celebrating her 74 years of grace. Unbelievable. And if any of you would like to acknowledge someone in your life, please see Charcel in the courtyard. And in addition to the hospitality outside, there's going to be a special meal that Brandy is providing for us. So, yeah. See, food. It's always food. So there's a special meal outside, so please join outside with us today. And for those who remember Colleen Porter, she's living in a new situation, and she would really appreciate cards and letters to send to her. So if you have those items, they're on your table. They're on Charcel's table. So if you want to sign cards to her, she'd like to get some communication. So yay, Colleen. And at this time, I'll invite Reverend DeeAnn.
So I do want to say one thing that I forgot to say. Go 49ers! Okay, this is my version of red, black, and gold, okay? I was wearing just red and black, and I was like, I look like I'm supporting the Chiefs. So I had to shake that up. All right, so I mentioned that this has been an interesting week, so I want to invite everyone to take a breath with me right now. We were so blessed that the damage to our campus because of these storms was as little as it was, right? Very, very little. Chris and I live very close to here, and literally the rain was coming in horizontally. Like, that's how strong the winds were. And what those winds did was they severely damaged the 5 very tall palm trees that are on our property. So not the smaller ones that line Palm Drive, those are fine. But we have 3 palm trees in the courtyard, we have one just outside the courtyard, and then we have one towards the front. And what happened, we've had 3 arborists in, and can I just give a shout out to Kevin Seaver? Can we please just love her? Because I have to tell you, that woman, what she accomplished this week is nothing short of a miracle. And the facilities team as a whole, too, just everyone, just so responsive to this. So Kevin was out assessing the damage, and one of the we were covered with palm fronds, by the way, right? Just everywhere, all over the property. Brandon, and I mean, we had teams out here cleaning it all up. It was quite an undertaking. Kevin was out here assessing the trellis, actually, and a palm frond fell, like, next to her. Now, I want you to understand, these palm fronds are razor sharp. Razor sharp. We have a school with 2, 3, and 4-year-olds running around in that courtyard. We brought out the arborists, and it's not only the dead fronds that are damaged and falling, it's the green fronds as well. The wind was so severe that it broke them, and right? And so the arborists, those are heavier and sharper than the dead ones. Every single arborist has agreed that those trees need to be removed. For safety purposes, they need to be removed. So everyone just take a breath with me. Okay? I know that it's always heartbreaking when we need to make changes like this, and when it's something like palm trees, right? I mean, who doesn't love a palm tree? The thing is, John Slater on the facility team is like, I don't love palm trees. I want you to know, too, that the facilities team is 100% behind, like, they do all this research, and it is unanimous that everyone is in agreement that the liability of these palm fronds, green and dead, we can't, you'll notice if you go out in the courtyard that the grass is off limits right now. We're asking you to stay in the center by the fountain, because that area is furthest from all the palms. The children are not allowed right now to be on the grass in any way, shape, or form. This also impacts our licensing, because the palm that's just outside the courtyard is right over the exit that the HMS school uses to come and go. And we've had to shut that exit. Can you see where we have some real challenges here? So the licensing could come in and actually shut the school down because the children are not safe. So, everyone breathe with me again. Because everybody is safe, can we just hold that? The palm frond didn't hit Kevin, right? It did not hurt any of these children, which is like, whew, that for me is huge. And we want to keep our community safe as well. So the palm trees, we do not think we need a permit because it is such a safety issue that we'll be able to bypass having to wait on a permitting situation. And so do not be surprised if by next Sunday they are gone. All right? So and can we actually hold that this is for our highest and best? That this is actually going to create more green space for the kids to be able to run around in, that it's going to remove for forever the danger, which Debbie can attest to, always the constant fear that during a wedding, that one of those palm fronds was going to come down and hit the wedding party. So we are removing all of that from having to be part of our liability. So, yes, can we have some applause for this? Because I honestly think, I know it's hard. The thing is, I don't think you're actually going to notice that much because all you see are the trunks, right? All we see are the trunks. So I actually think it's going to and the third piece is, it's a total fire hazard. The fire department is thrilled. They're actually going to try and see if they can find some grant money for us to help with the cost of removing the palm trees, because their proximity to our building is crazy, all right? Yeah, and the palm berry. I mean, they drop the palm berries, and rats love those palm berries. So we're getting rid of all of that. So can we take a breath, and we're gonna send some love to those palm trees right now. I'm serious. We're gonna send some love to them because they have been here for a long time. They represent abundance, and so we're standing in the abundance, and we're standing in our capacity to be the abundance, and what we're creating is an abundance of safety. And so it is. Amen. All right. Debbie.
If I see you hugging one of the trees, I won't say anything about it. It's okay. Give them a good love. Give them a good hug. All right. We here at Unity have a mission statement and core values. Please say these with me. Unity in Marin is a loving community dedicated to spiritual growth, inclusivity, and service. We honor and care for ourselves, each other, and the natural world. Our core values are connectivity, inclusivity, authenticity. And we will be highlighting connectivity. Together we say, living in an awareness of unity with all. We open to divine inspiration and actively engage with spirit. We honor the divinity of all through loving service. We enjoy and appreciate having fun together.
Yes, we do. And so last week we had a new member installation and nobody was here. So we're going to do 2.0, right? We're going to do 2.0. Some of you were here, and but the people who were being installed, only Anna was here. So we're going to do member installation 2.0. Is that okay with everyone? All right. So membership at Unity in Marin gives you a sense of ownership. It allows you to become more integrated into this amazing community. You can be assigned a prayer chaplain like Barbara Cedarblade, who will check in with you once a month. Members receive discounts on facility rentals, and you are eligible as a member to become a prayer chaplain or to serve on our fabulous leadership team, the board. And it also gives you voting rights at membership meetings. So you have a voice in any major decisions that are being made. Because remember, I don't own this, the board doesn't own this. The membership is who Unity in Marin actually belongs to. So the requirements are that you have a desire to become an integral part of Unity in Marin, that you are willing to engage in spiritual growth and prayer and love, that you're willing to step into that field, that you commit to the financial support and you commit to volunteering, and that you take a membership class. I'm going to be offering another one in April. And that, or if you were a member at another Unity, just let me know and we'll verify it and we can arrange for membership here. And then you need to renew every 2 years. How often do you need to renew? Every 2 years. Okay, so some of you have been getting phone calls and right? So renewal is happening. So I would like to invite right now our newest members to come on up here so that we can get you installed. So we're going to invite Jane Alemo to come on up here, Marcy Fox, Gail Gaston, Gabrielle Javier, and Anna Webb gets to do it twice. And I think that Marcy's just going to hang out right here, right? Is that good for you? Do you want me to get you a chair? Okay, so if you turn around so the camera can see you, that would be awesome. You can wave to everybody at home. Oh, it's really exciting when you think I do these membership classes about every quarter or so, and we pretty consistently have had 5 to 6 people every membership class that say yes. So that is a wonderful thing. So I'm going to come down here because I want to see her too. All right, I'm going to come over here. All right, there we go. That should work. So all of you have said yes, and through that yes, you are consciously joining this community in membership. So I'm going to ask some questions, and if you agree, please answer, I do. Do you commit your support to the vision and mission of Unity in Marin, that of a world spiritually awakened and transformed through the realization of our divine potential, and that we honor and care for ourselves, each other, and the natural world? And if you do, say, I do. I do. Anna. Do you commit to loving service, sharing your gifts, time, talent, and treasure with Unity in Marin? I do. I'm going to try that again. Do you commit to loving service, sharing your gifts, time, talent, and treasure with Unity in Marin? I do. There we go. Do you commit to living into Unity's principles of truth and Unity in Marin's core values of connectivity, inclusivity, and authenticity on your journey of spiritual growth and expansion? I do. Do you commit to actively participating in the spiritual growth and expansion of Unity in Marin and the world? I do. So will the community please rise? And we're going to say this vow to the new members. Say this with me, please. We, the Unity in Marin community, lovingly pledge to support you in your spiritual journey. We vow to provide a loving, safe space of belonging. We vow to see and celebrate your divinity. And we vow to appreciate you and your unique gifts and talents. And then we close by saying, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ as you. And so it is, our newest members at Unity in Marin. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. So everyone else got their card. So they all got a $25 gift certificate to our bookstore. So I'm now going to invite Sharon Henderson to come on up.
Oh, greetings and blessings, beloveds, at Unity in Marin. Thank you so much for having us back again. Oh, so love this place. It's like a second home. Oh, thank you, thank you. Oh, we are divine, and we are one with that allness, isness, that oneness that is God. I am so glad to know that as my truth, that I learned in New Thought, in Unity churches and Science of Mind churches that I've been attending now for 25 years. And so glad to know that. So today, we lift up that we are one with the one in the land of I am. And the songs of all my great-grandmothers and the dreams of all my great-grandfathers and the way to rise beyond the pain, all live, all live, all live in me. Come on, church. Oh, oh. land of I am more than I have been. I am more than I will be. I am all that I am. In the land of I am more than I have been. I am more than I will be. I am all that I am. In the land of I am more than I have been. I am more than I will be. I am all that I am. Say, in the land of I am more than I have been. I am more than I will be. I am all that I am. And the songs of all my great-grandmothers and the dreams of all my great-grandfathers and the way to rise beyond the pain or live, oh, live in me. In the land of I am more than I have been. I am more than I will be. I am all that I am. Say, in the land of I am more than I have been. I am more than I will be. I am all that I am. And the smiles of all the unborn children and the dreams of a better day to come and the dance of heaven with the earth all live, oh, live in me. In the land of I am more than I have been. I am more than I will be. I am all that I am. In the land of I am more than I have been. I am more than I will be. I am all that I am. Been robbed and disgraced, been abused and displaced. We've been robbed and disgraced, been abused and displaced, been lied to, but lies can be seen through in the land. You can't fall from grace in the land. You cannot be heard in the land. There's more than enough in the land. Always at home, always at home, always at home, always at home, always at home. In the land of, come on, church. Let me hear you. All that I am, say in the land of I am more than I have been. I am more than I will be. I am all that I am. In the land of I am more than I have been. I am more than I will be. I am all that I am. In the land of I am more than I have been. I am more than I will be. I am all that I am. In the land of I am more than I have been. I am more than I will be. I am all that I am. In the land of I am more than I have been. I am more than I will be. I am all that I am. In the land of I am more than I have been. I am more than I will be. I am all that I am. Yes.
Oh, thank you. In the land of I am, more than I have been, more than I am. We are in week 2 of our book study on Discover Your Divinity, and that place The I am, in the land of the I am, I am. How many people in here would love to live there? Right? And what the affirmative prayer process does is give us a practice that can facilitate exactly that, right? Facilitate that place, that space that knows we're whole, and yet we forget it all the time. So Charles Fillmore says true healing means to make whole. So true healing, as we understand it in Unity, is you actually are whole, but true healing is to make you aware that you're whole. Does that make sense? It's about waking up to the truth of who you actually are. And the question that I think I'm going to keep inviting us to come back to again and again and again is, who would you be in the world if you knew you were inherently whole? Who would you be? How would you show up? What would you accomplish if you actually knew in the deepest understanding of yourself that you were whole, that you actually had all the capacities that you could possibly need to meet anything and everything that might be arising in time and in space? I don't know about you, but it's kind of cool, right? A tool that you can just keep coming back to again and again and again. And if you can't do it on your own, guess what? You got prayer chaplains, you got other people who, you know how much easier it is to see other people's divinity, right? Like, oh, wow, I know how amazing you are. You have no idea how amazing you are, but I know. So let me remind you, right? We get to do that for each other. That's why we come together in spiritual community. So affirmative prayer, somebody asked me yesterday, they're like, so what is it exactly though? I was like, it took me a whole book to try to explain it, and you want me to boil it down. I would boil it down to this. Affirmative prayer is a practice where we realign with our true nature and consciously live from our divinity. That's what it does for us. It reminds us who we are, and then it provides us with an understanding of how we're being invited to show up in time and in space. And the heart of affirmative prayer is God is, I am, therefore I can, or I have, or I know. Let's all say this together. God is, I am, therefore I can, I have, I know. That is the heart of affirmative prayer, right there. Affirmative prayer is not some Hail Mary to change the outer world. Affirmative prayer is changing us, changing our understanding of something, shifting our consciousness, which means that we can then show up in whatever conditions are showing up from a centered understanding of the truth of who we are. That is the power of affirmative prayer. So we have some foundational spiritual principles. If you missed last week's talk, watch it. I'm going to hit very briefly what I covered last week, and then we're going to keep moving forward. So I call it the prime principle, because everything that Unity believes arises from this prime principle of oneness. There is no duality, is our human experience, but that is not the truth. The truth is oneness. And there is only, so we explain it this way in Unity and Marin. We say there is only one power and one presence. God is all there is. Now, if we could just live from this and not forget, we would be walking on water. But we forget. So what Unity has done is created a way to understand how to bring this sort of ephemeral, experiential, undescribable language fails us as to what oneness is. A way for us in our human bodies to be able to access it, to be able to name it, to be able to claim it, our yes and our no. What do we want in our life, and what are we going to not want in our life? So affirmative prayer empowers us to respond to life's circumstances by drawing upon the truth of oneness. I wrote that. But I really want you to, it doesn't say that affirmative prayer changes our life circumstances so everything is easy. That's not what it says. It says affirmative prayer empowers us to respond to life's circumstances from an awareness of oneness. This is profoundly different from almost every other prayer practice. Can you feel that? Profoundly different. It's what makes Unity so unique. New Thought so unique is this prayer practice. So I have my little graphs and charts because I love them. So we have the prime principle, which is oneness. And we talked about last week about how you can understand oneness as omnipresence, omniscience, and omnipotence, right? Fully powerful, fully knowing, and fully present. And then we talked about how if that is oneness, then goodness arises from that. And by goodness, we mean it has no opposite. Right? There is no devil in Unity's understanding. There is no power that is in opposition to oneness, because if there was, then it wouldn't be oneness. It wouldn't be. Right? So there is nothing in opposition to this one power and this one presence. Now, this is also very different than a lot of teaching. So can we just take a breath with that? Because I really do think that this is where we break down, that we still somehow think whatever that embedded theology was, whatever is the human race consciousness around good and evil, and and that somehow it's so easy for us to identify with the devil in our soul, and yet so hard for us to identify with the divinity that we actually are. So that goodness, then how do we, all of this is like, can you feel how it's kind of up here? Like, how is this useful? That's what I keep coming back to. Like, how is it useful? It is useful to understand what oneness really means and just how huge it is. But where it becomes very useful is when we start to think about the 12 powers and what Linda and I call divine qualities. And so what these are aspects of that infinite allness. It's how we name the divine. It is how we understand the divine, and most importantly, for Unity, it's how we activate the divine in ourselves. By naming it, we can then claim it. Can you feel that? And if we aren't able to articulate and name it, either as an idea or as words, then we just kind of float around in kind of mush. So the qualities of the divine can be things like creativity and joy and wholeness and perfection and abundance. You can see that there's a lot of them, right? The main point is we're talking about qualities of the divine that have no opposite. There is no opposition to these qualities because, again, in oneness, is there any opposition to the oneness? So there would be no opposition to the divine qualities that we're using to name the divine. Everyone still with me? Yes. All right. So we also have the 12 powers. And if you're feeling like, whoa, this is a lot, start with the 12 powers. Pick one power. Maybe it's the power you picked at Burning Bowl. Maybe it's another power. But pick one power and spend the next 3 months just diving in to what that power would mean for you, right? All of these divine qualities are all pointing to the same place. Can you feel that? They're all pointing to oneness, but it's a way for our human mind to be able to grasp it, to be able to comprehend it, to be able to understand it. And we want to align everything. We want to align our heart and our mind. We don't want to leave our mind at the door. So one of the things I love about New Thought is I didn't have to shut off my brain, right? Just believe. Just have faith. Don't question that. How much did I hear that growing up? Don't question that. It's just, just go with it. And Unity doesn't say that. Unity says, understand it so that you can activate it truly for yourself. So, how does all of this work? So we have several names for what I call how it works. One of them is the creative process. One of them is called the law of mind action. For those of you who have been in New Thought for a while, you will know that term. And then the other one is divine order. And all three of these things are talking about the same thing, the way it works. How does life exist? How do things actually come into being? Where do things arise from? The creative process, which we are an active participant in, is how Unity understands that's the basis of our cosmology. So, what is it? It is mind, which then becomes a slightly, mind is like, we'll go into mind as like the big infinite allness. Then it's an idea, a divine idea, like love or peace, something we can actually get our hands around. And then expression. That's how it actually manifests in time and space. Can you feel how it sort of moves? And often we have like this inverted triangle, because we're going from infinite allness, oneness, prime principle, and then we get a little bit more narrow, and we say, what's the ideal state of being we want to pick right now? What's one embodiment we want to pick right now? And then the expression of that is how that idea, love, joy, peace, how does it actually show up in time and in space? Everybody still with me? So, what this looks like, oneness, infinite allness. Out of all of that, because I don't know about you, but that's not very useful for me, what divine quality or 12th power would be useful for me right now? Humility. So a 12th power is, humility would be how it would express as me, right? So possibly with humility, it might be the power of release, right? I'm going to release my pride. I'm going to release my ego. And that will lead me to the expression of what is possible in time and space right now. I can be humble. Can you feel that? Can you feel the progression there? All right, so let's look at another example. So we start off with oneness, and my favorite power, of course, zeal. If zeal is how I want to understand God right now, and then what it means in expression is that I can have energy to start a new project. Can you feel that? All right, we're going to take it. So affirmative prayer is we're aligning with our true nature, consciously living from our divinity. It is changing who? Me, right? It's changing me. So it would be God is, because remember, God is, I am, I can, right? God is oneness. God is zeal. I am zeal. And therefore, I have the energy to start a new project. You feel how that works? Mind, big ideas, into one idea that we can actually grasp, into how is it going to show up as my life. And this is really the important, this is how we change the world. So it doesn't stay in ideal land. The idea, affirmative prayer is not about staying in the touchy-feely warm place, though it's a wonderful place to stay, but it's about activating it. What does it actually mean? I have the energy to start a new project. At the end of affirmative prayer, you should be changed. You should be willing to step in and go start the new project. Yeah? All right. So, some more examples. God is wisdom. I am wisdom. Therefore, I can choose wisely and well. I can discern clearly. If God is strength and I am strength, I can be strong and steadfast. I can have courage and tenacity. If God is love and I am love, I can open my heart freely and speak compassionately. If God is joy and I am joy, I can be lighthearted. I can have fun. If God is power and I am power, I can be powerful. I can have self-mastery. I can speak truth. I can change the world. Can you feel mind, idea, expression? Now, if all of that is making your eyes roll back in your head, I want you to just remember, God is, I am, I can. Everybody say that. God is, I am, I can. That is, right? That is the creative process. That is divine order. Mind, idea, expression. That is how we bring consciousness to how we are moving through the world. And as we bring our consciousness to ourself, now remember, there's only oneness. So as I up-level my consciousness, somewhere, someone's consciousness is matching me. We're never alone in this journey. When I'm sometimes at the worst of my frustrations or anger or loss or pain or grief, I specifically touch base in my mind with everyone else who has ever experienced this, who has come out the other side. I consciously invite myself to up-level into the understanding that there's always the other side. So, this brings us to affirmations and negations. So, I don't know about you. Wait, is that where I want that to be? It's coming up. Okay. So let's start with affirmations. So affirmative prayer, the basis for this is going to be affirmations, right? And what we are affirming in an affirmation is declarations of the truth of spiritual principle and divine ideas. Everybody with me on that? Right? Spiritual principle and divine ideas. That's what we are affirming. Now, negations, which used to be called denials, but denials have taken on a psychological term, like understanding, that really tends to mean like put your head in the sand and don't pay attention. And that is not what we're doing in affirmative prayer. So Linda and I have updated the language and we're calling them negations. Because what we're doing is we're negating, removing the power from a thought or belief that we no longer wish to experience. So can you see how it's our yes and our no? When we say yes to something, we are automatically saying no to something else. Now, for my people who like to sort of straddle the edges of everything, right? Affirmative prayer is inviting you to not straddle, but to stand definitively in the spiritual truth of who you are. And to let go of what no longer serves. Remembering our power of order is to be able to pivot, right? So you can always pivot. So here are examples of affirmations that are anchored in spiritual truth. I am. Notice how they start with I am, because what we're affirming is our spiritual identity. I am the vitality of divine life, whole and healthy. I am the power of abundance, giving and receiving gratefully. I am spiritual power, focused and clear. I am the discerning power of wisdom, listening for my next steps. I am the unifying power of love in my relationships. Can you feel how powerful those are? Can you see mind, idea, expression? Right? We have the divine idea, divine life, and then how it expresses whole and healthy. Abundance, giving and receiving. power, focused, and clear, right? So we're accessing the divine idea and then claiming how it's going to express through us. So breaking it down, they are in the first person. It is a declaration of your divine identity. Short, focused, and easily repeatable. I know you out there. I know your affirmations that are like run-on sentences because you're trying to cover everything. So instead, have 5 different affirmations so that they're short and repeatable. They are always in the present tense. We are affirming what is true right now. So even if you are experiencing a health challenge, life is still available to you right now. Even if you're experiencing financial challenges, abundance is available to you right now because it is a divine idea. It doesn't come and go. It doesn't fluctuate. It's reliable. It's dependable. Use vocabulary that's personal to you. So this is really important. Words have a lot of different meanings. Some words are really going to resonate, and other words aren't. Play around with the language so that it really ignites your heart in some way. And then you're focusing on the what, not the how or the why. Does that make sense? Focusing on what I am, right? So I have some other examples of what has appeared. So we've been very, very successful with our affirmations. They're all out there in the world. So you might hear affirmations like this: I love myself as I am. I am healthy, wealthy, and wise. It's okay not to be okay. I am proud of myself for getting this far. I am allowed to say no to others and yes to myself. I will be kind to myself and others today. Do you notice something different about these kinds of affirmations? They are not rooted in spiritual principle. Now, there is nothing wrong with these kinds of affirmations. I mean, anything that you say to yourself that's going to make you feel better is awesome, right? But they're not rooted in the truth of who you are. So when we're trying to change and evolve and let go of something that doesn't work and move into something better, I can say until I'm blue in the face, I love myself as I am. Has that worked for anybody in here? But if I say I am the unifying power of love in my relationships, including my relationship with me, can you feel how different that feels? So it's not that the other kinds of affirmation are wrong. It's just that they are less impactful because they're not rooted in your divine identity. They're rooted in our human experience. So affirmations are statements of declarations of truth about spiritual principle. Negations are how we remove the power from the things that don't serve anymore, right? So I don't know about you, but even if I say, God is wisdom, I am wisdom, and then I'm trying to say, I can choose wisely and well, and what I hear in my head is this little voice going, oh yeah, you've done really great so far. Right? God is strength, I am strength, I can be strong and steadfast. Yeah, I've seen you. You're just all over the place, aren't you? Right? A soft breeze could blow you over right now. Anyone in here understand that? Yes. So we don't bypass around what is actually arising within us, because then we're not healing it. Paul Hasselbeck says, just ignoring what's actually arising in opposition to the truth of who we are, ignoring it and just sort of shoving it down, pretending it's not there, is like putting icing on a moldy cake. We want to excavate those things. We want to hear them. We want to bring them into the light and expose them to spiritual principle, which has no opposites. There is no false belief that you have about yourself, rooted in your human experience that is stronger than spiritual principle and oneness. So, negations remove the power of perhaps beliefs you have about the permanence of our circumstance. How many people in here get to that place where you're like, oh, it's been that way, it'll always be that way? How is that serving you as you grow and evolve? Remove the power of negative interpretations that something is missing, wrong, or broken in our life. Remove the power of a condition or a situation is our identity. Oh, I'm sick. That is who I am, right? I have cognitive challenges. That is who I am. That's not the truth of who you are. Removing the power of believing what everyone knows. Oh, it's flu season, so everybody's going to get the flu. Oh, it just has to run its course. Beliefs that we are not worthy or deserving. So we use the power of negation. Now, can you feel how they go together? So we negate the thing. So, okay, let's say I'm having a crisis where I need wisdom, the situation with the trees, right? Because please let me be clear, I did not want to remove 5 palm trees, right? So the situation is arising, I am feeling my own inner turmoil, and I go into meditation, I go into prayer, and I know that I am wisdom. God is wisdom. I am wisdom. I can discern. I can choose wisely. And what I hear come up is, oh, this is a mess. There is no good choice here, right? That's literally what I was hearing. There is no good choice here. So then I meet that with truth again, which is, there is always a choice that is for the highest and the best. Even if it's hard, right? Principle, there's always a choice for the highest and best. I am rooting myself in that clarity right now. Can you feel how we meet ourselves with truth? So we don't pretend that everything's hunky-dory when we actually really know that it's not. So I love, this is Charles Fillmore using a negation and then an affirmation, right? So we negate and then we affirm. So he says, I deny that I inherit any belief that in any way could limit my health, intelligence, or power to do good. What if we all walked around like that? Believe in that. There is no external authority that could convince me I am unworthy or unable. Can you feel the negation? I'm not going to give power to that construct that is guiding my decisions. And instead, I am now free from every assumption that could interfere with my capacity to be healthy, prosperous, peaceful, and wise. The affirmation. So a lot of us use affirmations in our prayers, but I really want you to be real. And you have something to meet the truth of what's actually arising within you on an emotional level. We realign with our true nature and consciously live from our divinity. That is what we are doing. So I'm going to leave you with this final quote from Myrtle. Because, a lot of us have been running that engine for a while, yes? We've got thoughts and beliefs and ideas that have gotten us to where we are right now. And sometimes it can just be painful to let go of these things that have been such a foundational understanding of our sense of self, our sense of personality. So Myrtle says, no one wants to feel that what they have and have been depending on is false and unreliable. But all want to add to the treasures they now have. And all will, in time, drop the worthless pebbles for the precious gems when they have awakened to the difference. So the invitation is to let yourself awaken. Awaken to the difference between how you're holding yourself from a human perspective and how you can expand that and affirm that emphatic yes being and originating from your divine self. So today's the last chance to sign up for a book study. Can you feel how deep all of this is? Join a group. It's much more interesting to be sharing all of this with other people. We're going to close the groups after this week. So if you're like, join a group. There is so much to discuss. There is such richness there. So let's take this into a time of meditation. Everyone doing okay? These foundational principles are huge because, at least for me, they quiet the doubt. I can see logically what's happening. And so my ego can get on board because it, quote unquote, makes sense, right? So let's take a breath together. And I know maybe a lot got stirred up. Maybe a part of you was freaking out right now. That was a lot. And just touching down into that space, that place that is our divinity. The knower that knows, the power that empowers, the presence that is presencing right here, right now. And as we breathe into that space and we allow ourselves to touch the truth of our beingness, in this moment, just allowing a quality to arise or a power to arise, what would be useful right now? What divine idea can I embody in this moment? And just allowing that power, that quality to inform every dimension of your being. Just feeling how your whole system resets, realigns, allowing that to happen. And as we step into the silence, just inviting that question of how am I called to express this? How am I called to be this in time and in space? I can, I have, I know. And if there's any opposition that arises, just gently and lovingly acknowledge it and meet it with the truth of who you truly are. So let's rest here for a few moments in the silence. How good it is to be still and know, how good it is to celebrate the divinity that we are, how good it is to lift our capacity to affirm and negate, to be able to affirm that which is our true nature and name, and to lovingly and gently negate that which no longer serves. I see each of us stepping forward in this process of claiming the divine I am that we each are. And I see and I know that it is unfolding within each of us right now, not tomorrow, not the next day, not when you read the book. Right now, it is the very truth of each of us. Wholeness is, love is, peace is, and we are saying yes to inhabiting those divine ideas with grace, with ease, and with so much joy. And in agreement, we all say, and so it is. Amen. Ashe. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to invite, let's say our affirmation. We have to say our affirmation. Together we say, I affirm the creative power of life is active as my life right now. And so it is. Come on forward, Sharon. Woo! And I know we are running a little later than usual. Please just breathe into it with me, because we did the member thing and we had the tree thing and the kids are going to be doing something for us. So everyone just breathe, yes? Okay, go ahead, Sharon.
As I say a tender yes to everything that comes to me, my heart is open, I am free. I open to all that is. It brings me to my knees. I surrender. I am peace. As I say a tender yes to everything that comes to me, my heart is open, I am free. I open to all that is. Oh, it brings me to my knees. I surrender. I am peace. As I say a tender yes to everything that comes to me, my heart is open, I am free. I open to all that is. It brings me to my knees. I surrender. I am peace. As I say a tender yes to everything that comes to me, my heart is open, I am free. I open to all that is. Oh, it brings me to my knees. I surrender. I am peace. Can you sing along as I say a tender yes? As I say a tender yes to everything that comes to me. Yes, my heart is open. My heart is open. I am free. I open to all that is. I open to all that is. It brings me to my knees. I surrender. I surrender. I am peace. I am peace. I surrender. I surrender. I am peace. I surrender. I surrender. I am peace. And so it is.
Thank you. That was beautiful. In a few moments, the ushers will be coming forward for our giving and receiving portion of our service. I'm here to remind you that the 2023 giving statements are available to you online. You should have received it in your email box. We ask that you download it and print it out. And if you don't do it by February 15th, then we're going to do it for you. But to save us time and money, if you could do that, that would be lovely. It's really easy because I just did it. You just hit a button, print, and you're done. There's different ways you can give. Obviously, if you're already here present with us, it'll be through the ushers. If you're online, you see the different ways to give. Everyone should be on Church Center app. And now we'll have Happy Lunar New Year.
Is Happy Lunar New Year, yes? And it is the year of the wood dragon, which is a very, very, very auspicious year. These come around like once every 60 years. And so the year of the wood dragon is a combination of the dragon's power and wood's creativity. So it means that it's a year of innovation, vision, and growth. It's a year to pursue your dreams, express your ideas, and expand your horizons. Does that sound like unity? And it is a year to be generous, compassionate, and loyal to your friends. So Unity in Marin, we are a tithing community. So Unity in Marin, you tithe to us, you give to us, and we give back out into the world. And Brandy, can you bring me one of those, please? So what we're going to be doing today in loving gratitude and with generosity and in support of the Lunar New Year, we are going to be doing what we call a reverse tithe. And what that means is that there is $20 in every single one of these envelopes. And the invitation is to share this reverse tithe where you are spiritually fed. Now, maybe it's a person. Maybe it's an individual who has stepped up for you. Where can you share that in a way that is about giving, right? So you are receiving, and you then get to give to someone else as a way to say gratitude. And please don't put it back in our offering basket, right? This is a gift from Unity in Marin to you in honor of all the ways that you give and support this community, because giving truly is receiving. So, what I want to invite us to do is I want to invite you to hold in your consciousness right now whatever your giving is. So maybe it is something you have in your hands right now. Maybe it's something you do through faith and action. I want you to just hold your giving in your heart. And I want you to just see all of that giving multiplying and growing exponentially, and just see the flow of giving and receiving from you to us, from us to you, from you to us, from us to the world. Just feel that space. And then together, let's say this affirmation. I am the power of abundance, giving and receiving gratefully. And so it is. So we have youth and family. Are they there? Are they there? Youth and family. Are they there? No. Oh, there they are. All right. All right, so Elliot, we're going to play the music for you, okay? The baskets are going to come around. We're going to play the music. Elliot is going to bless us with a lion dance for our offering song today. So we have a blessing that we do for all of our youth and family. That was fabulous, Elliot. So can you rise and extend your hands and your hearts, and we're going to say together, you are the perfect expression of divine light. We love you exactly the way you are. And so it is.
In addition to our children's group here, we also have a YOU group on Sundays, so if you know any tweens and teens, please invite them. The Power of Release, Ash Wednesday, there's a lot going on this week, you guys. So there's Mardi Gras, there's Chinese New Year, there's Ash Wednesday, and this Wednesday is the Power of Release. We'll have a 30-minute ceremony. A blessing. So please come to that at 5 to 5:30. There's also free pamphlets for you for Let Go, Let God. You should have received that free. Also, if you want to continue on during that time on Wednesday, there's a sound healing concert at 7 p.m. So you can stay for that. Then there's the Quantum Living Process with Reverend DeeAnn, starting February 24th. You can see that online and register for that. For those who've already taken this class, which I have, you can come to Saturday's class for free. If you want to continue on, it's $60 for the Tuesday meetings. And then Opportunity to Grow Community Leadership, March 1st to the 2nd. The March 1st is only on Zoom, and then meeting in person in Vacaville. Unity and Marin is covering your registration. So if you're interested in going, your registration's already covered, but you have to register. You will get a notice that asks you to pay, but you do not pay. Ignore that piece. Got it? Okay. And then affirmative prayer workshop. DeeAnn is teaching that class on March 9th. For those who were interested in all the activities that we're offering, the calendar is now updated. Please go online to see all the activities through the rest of the year. Some dates may change, but for the most part, the hard copy's there. And then as a reminder, the trees are having their own mind today and every day. So we ask that you stay within the cone, which means stay by the water fountain. Just stand by the water fountain inside the cones, because the trees have their own mind. Yes, it reminds me of that movie when the trees killed everybody. Do you remember that one? It was a Mark Wahlberg movie. It was a Mark. Look it up. Anyway, prayer chaplains, would you please rise?
We are wise, and so we are choosing decisions that mean that nobody's going to die.
And on that note, you either have you have a choice to cheer for the 49ers or for Travis and Taylor, for that matter. Anyway, whatever. Prayer chaplains, would you please rise? Thank you, prayer chaplains. They are available to you after service today to pray with you and to share whatever is on your heart. We appreciate you. We thank you so much for your service. And will everyone please rise for the prayer protection? The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is. And let's sing our community song.
Pick a part and sing it. I feel a new day.
I feel a new day.
Down in my soul.
Down in my soul.
I feel a new day.
I feel a new day.
Down in my soul.
Down in my soul.
I feel a new day.
I feel a new day.
Down in my soul.
Down in my soul. And the whole wide world is my home.
I know my wholeness.
I know my wholeness.
Down in my soul.
Down in my soul.
I know my wholeness.
I know my wholeness.
My soul.
Down in my soul. I know my wholeness.
Soul.
Down in my soul. And the whole wide world is my home.
I am the oneness.
I am the oneness.
Down in my soul.
Down in my soul.
I am the oneness.
I am the oneness.
Soul.
Down in my soul.
I am the oneness.
I am the oneness. Down in my soul. And the whole wide world is my home.
I claim the power.
I claim the power to.
Down in my soul.
Down in my soul.
I claim the power.
I claim the power.
Soul.
Down in my soul.
I claim the power.
I claim the power.
Soul.
Down in my soul. And the whole wide world is my home. Hey, go 49ers!
Go Niners.
women are going to be gone, so we're going to chips and salsa and whatever we have.
That'll be fun.
Whatever we have, yeah.
Don't live it up too hard, you know.
Cats in the house.
It's one day at a time. Yeah, let's hope the Niners win. You know, I think it's going to be a really close game. I have a feeling.